FlossTube, Stacy here, and this is FlossTube season forever. I don't even know what season it is anymore. It's either 4 or 5. I don't remember. And that's bad, I guess. Episode 2, April. Today is a beautiful day outside. Feels like summer even though it's spring. And I am going to try to make this as quick as possible so that you aren't wasting your time inside. No, I'm just kidding. This is not a waste of time. It's not. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Okay, I am going to run this episode just like I typically do. I'm going to start with new things that I have, then new starts, then whips, then finish. And I have one finish. I worked on a couple of whips, and I have 2 new starts since the last FlossTube video for me. But first, I'm going to talk about a couple of little things that I got. I got from the crafting tree, which is on Etsy. It's the crafting tree with 3 E's on the word tree. And this is where most of my needle minders come from. So I got this. It's technically listed in the Etsy shop as an ornament. As you can see, is Princess Jasmine. Princess Jasmine and her kitty cat. Oh man, what's the name of the tiger? I don't remember. But anyway, there she is. I had intended on getting some magnets to glue to her head so that way I can make her into a needle minder. I also got another needle minder, same Etsy shop. Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean needle minder. He's a needle minder, so he came with a magnet. I don't remember if that's the back that came with him or not, because I just grab a magnet that sticks whenever I take them off of my metal cart. Okay, and then last, so Jack Sparrow, Jasmine, and her kitty cat. And then I got these off of Amazon. Pretty cheap. What they technically are is that you can see they're magnets. What they technically are is I guess they list them on Amazon as like cord twist tie or something like that. So imagine, if you will, imagine this is a cord or something that you want to keep bundled together like that. So you would wrap this around as many times as it'll go and magnet it to itself, and then you're holding your cord. The magnet isn't super strong, so I probably wrapped it one too many times. But what I bought this for was not for that. What I got this for was, let me give an example, I guess. Let me find something, hold on. Let me find something to show you for an example. Okay, here's an example of why I got it. Although this isn't very big, so you wouldn't necessarily need to use it. If you fold up extra fabric around your hoop and you need to hold it there, so here's the little thingy. You can stick it, and then stick it, and then magnet, just like a needle minder, one magnet on the back, one magnet on the front, and then it'll hold your fabric like that. So if you had a larger project than just my little example here, and you had extra fabric hanging off, then you could roll it up and stick your magnet on there, pull it down tight as such, and it would hold your fabric there without it flopping around up here. So that's what I got those for. The magnets, like I said, aren't very strong, but you could use multiple ones. And they're fun. Fun little things. Why not? Okay. Next, we're going to look at, I had 2 new starts. The first new start I'm going to show you is not technically a cross stitch. It is, I guess, just needle art. It's called Sudoku Delight. Sudoku Delight. No, Delight. Sudoku Delight. I'm doing it in different colors than what is on this picture, but as you can see, it's just like a Sudoku puzzle where each 9 pattern, there's 9 different little patterns in here. Each one is in a different spot where it doesn't repeat going this way, or within that 9 square. And I started on it. It's going fairly fast, actually. And this is what I have done. This is the center one. And as you can see, it'll end up being a larger square. And then this is the second one I did. I put the wrong one right there by accident. And then I frogged it out. And I say that this isn't cross stitch. It is on Aida fabric, but this is not cross stitch because it's not crosses. As you can see, it is, let me see if I can get it to focus and be bright enough. Hold on, please hold. As you can see, the threads are going in different pattern within the fabric, none of them being crosses. All right, and that's going pretty fast, probably because one stitch covers quite a bit of area. I did set it down and haven't worked on it for maybe a month or so, but if I had worked just on this and not on anything else until I finished this, it maybe would have taken me a week, and I work full-time, so it maybe would have taken me a week to finish this. And again, that was called Sudoku Delight Needle Delight Originals. My next new start that I had from last FlossTube video is a huge one. It is, and I've talked about it before, it is the Disney stained glass design. Very large pattern. And the piece of fabric for it is humongous as well. The part that is kind of keeping me from going further and further is I'm at an area, you see these little pieces here, 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 and here. So the area I'm working on actually is Jafar up here, so I'm very close to this penguin. And I haven't been parking stitches in the penguin because I still have not decided, do I want to stitch this penguin, which is not a very well-known Disney character at all. I think his name is Pedro, thanks to my sister who looked it up, and she said she had to do a little bit of research to even find it. So Pedro the penguin, Pablo the airplane, the ugly duckling, and the 3 little pigs are in those little areas. And none of those characters I am greatly attached to, and none of them are super well-known Disney characters. So my debate was, should I just stitch them, which would be the easiest? Should I try to find other characters that I like better to put in those spaces? That turned out to be an impossibility. Because I did download another Disney stained glass characters and none of them work in that space. I have tried. And then the third option being, do I just do colors in those areas and put no character at all? Just do a color or a couple of colors. And I have worked on, let me go grab it just so I can show you. I have worked on that. I have worked on that as a possibility. This is what I came up with. As you can see, I did put some of the symbols in there. Even though it looks like a small little space on that pattern, it's actually huge. This is the area that I'm working with in that tiny little area where that penguin is, and it is 80 by 50 squares. So that's my debate right now, and probably what will end up happening is the easiest thing that could happen, and that's I'm just gonna stitch the penguin. And I'm just gonna stitch the airplane, and I'm just gonna stitch the duck and the pigs. Just because that just seems to be the easiest. I have talked way too much about it, so let me just show you what I have done. Let me shut up and show you what I have done. So far, this is what I have done. It is the Jafar corner, and I am trying to do this one a little bit differently. Usually I start my timer and then I log how much time I have spent on stitching, and this one I'm doing a countdown timer for 24 hours, and every 24 hours is where I'll count how many stitches I've done. Recently I did a video on parking, and I talked about how I mix parking with cross-country stitching, and this is an example of that. You can see some white space in here, and that's because I'm working on this area here right now. So while I am still parking threads and still staying in a certain section of a large pattern, I am also doing cross-country stitching. Oh, also because it's 25 count, I am doing half stitches. I'm not crossing, because that would take me way less time. So as you can see there, the stitching log, I have the date, how many hours, and it's going to go by days. So the next one will be 48 hours, and then this one will be 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, etc. Over here I have the highlighter color that I am marking the progress with on this paper. So this is the outline of 10 by 10 squares that this pattern is. And that pink highlighter, this is the area that I did in that first 24 hours. So this project's gonna take me forever. Forever and a day. In fact, I might die before it finishes. And it's gonna be about the size of a poster whenever it's done. Whips. I've been working on Fall Fairy, which is the one that I had been working on when I first started FlossTube. Therefore, I do not have a stitch log for this. I don't time myself and count stitches for this one. The last time that you saw it, and now it looks like this. So pretty much what I have done is fill in this whole area here below the tree and by that mossy stump, and then start work on her dress and going this way. So I filled in all of this area there. I did work on another whip, but I don't have enough to show you this time around on the video. I will wait until the next one when I have even more progress on it. And then I had one finish for this video, and it is on the Soda Stitch Little Mermaid, which I started years ago. Whenever I did my first Stitch Mania, I started it. Stitch Mania, technically, I mean, it's not a group anymore, but people still do the stitch along, and it is technically 15 new starts in 15 days. So this was one of the new starts in that first year that I did it. And now it is finished. I made quite a lot of changes on this, as you can see probably even from the picture. The first change that I made was, you see how this has a lot of pastels, very light parts going on? I darkened it. And how I did that was, like, for instance, down here, instead of doing white in the grass there and then white in the castle, I did a light green in the grass and a light gray in the castle instead of white. I also changed the sails to be blue and the flag to be red. And some other things I did, let me take a look and see. That might be all the major changes. I changed the hearts to be a little bit darker. They were more pastel. My favorite part on here is I like the cauldron. Very detailed, but not too detailed, you know. It still looks cartoony. And then I like the crab up in the top corner. What was the crab's name in the Disney Little Mermaid? I don't remember. This is Ursula. She's not an octopus, but the Soda Stitch fairy tales are based more on the fairy tales and not the modern movies. So Sacrebleu, what is this? How on earth could I miss such a sweet and succulent crab? The stitching log for the Little Mermaid. Again, it's by Soda Stitch. And total, I spent 41 hours working on it. More along personal lines, I did go on a kind of like a long weekend to Chattanooga. That was fun, and there's a few pictures from that. The aquarium is really nice there. Their downtown area is super clean and really nice just to even walk around. It's not too big, but it's not too little either. Went to Rock City, which is technically in Georgia, but it is right on the line of Georgia and Tennessee, where Chattanooga is, so it's not much of a drive to get to Georgia. Anything else? I guess that's it. The boyfriend is still around. He's still around. I'll be lucky if I get him on another video like I did. I mean, I think he liked doing it, but he didn't want to say that he did. Next time I see you, it will be summer, which I'm so happy. I hate winter. I like the holidays, but I do not like cold, windy, gross, dark days. So I'm gonna go out and enjoy the rest of this nice day out there. I hope that everyone had a wonderful Easter and a wonderful March and April, pretty much, because we're at the end of April now. And I will see you on my next video. If you'd like to subscribe and ring that little bell right below this video here, then YouTube will notify you whenever I post a video in the future. And I don't post a ton of videos, just enough. All right, have a wonderful evening. Bye.